All right, mic check, mic check. What's up, everybody? So real quick, what I'm gonna do is because I completely screwed this up on my last video, so we're gonna try something and see if it plays out correctly. All right, so you guys bear with me. I'm gonna try and play my son's video one more time, and see if I can get the sound to actually come through this time. I don't know what I did wrong, but yeah, StreamYard, the duck stroke again. So let's try this one more time. What up, Sheet? All right, hold up. Hey, let me know if you can hear it. Actually, it's perfect. Somebody in here. Hey, you guys always come through, bro. All right, I'm gonna play this video. Let me know if you can hear it. I'm gonna mute my microphone. But just type in the chat if you can hear the sound when the video plays, please. All right, here we go, real quick. This is a different video that my son made.
Blowing smoke up in the morning, Smith & Wesson on the table. I be worried about these goofies because all my niggas dangerous. He ain't always solve the problem, saying leave them on the pavement. Too official in this bitch and we ain't going out nameless.
Got my team on my left, I'm just looking for revenge. Gucci belt a couple racks, I'm just trying to spit again. That bitch in Balenciaga, she just trying to get it in. Shaggy on the fucking beat, you know that's my murder twin.
She said that I'm with it, I admit it. Got a crush, she think she winning. Got some joy, now she addicted. Now I'm cool, I'm on a mission, taking flight, I'm finna finish. For the night, I'm going in it. Fuck me right, girl, and you win it. 10 of my jeans, get the spinning.
Told my nigga keep it set up well, never see a drought. I don't do this shit for bitches, give a fuck about some clout. I was walking on that road, had to find my own way out. This nigga said that he was with it, I'ma see what he
If you ain't
about.
fucking with Twin, then you ain't fucking with me. We got some Glocks in our waistbands, they might cut deep. And that money coming in, that's why I'm always on deposit. Niggas fuck with my flow, chick chat, watch me cock. Sit back, little boy stop it, skinny nigga with a rocket in my pocket. Better watch it, pocket watching bad bitch. She a meat lover, give me topping. Bubbles born from a slopping, let me pop it all 2020. Already know how we rock it. Zip it up, better lock it. All that talking, you garbage. Throw away the key and get to walking. Wash your teeth or we gon' boss you. You don't understand this boss shit. I spit a verse in the hook and now I got all the bitches bopping. We know you really out here opping.
I'm the best in the city, told that nigga come and see me. Underrated as a fuck, no label that could cheat me. I know my worthy niggas lurking, know a couple try to beat me. Drop a perk in the mouth, little bitch, it gets a geeking. Pussy ass little nigga, stop doing all that talking. Now I sent you with your bitch, I could've packed you out with 30 rounds. They say they with the shits, I had to tell that boy to pipe. And I ain't tripping, I'm no loss, see the way I'm gonna get it now. Bitch, too official, I'm looking for revenge. My niggas riding with the pistol with the shit. I took a couple losses, all I wanna do is win. Blowing ops up in the wind, steady cruising in the Benz.
Blowing smoke up in the morning, Smith & Wesson on the table. I be worried about these goofies because all my niggas dangerous. He ain't always solve the problem, saying leave them on the pavement. Too official in this bitch and we ain't going out nameless.
Got my team on my left, I'm just looking for revenge. Gucci belt a couple racks, I'm just trying to spit again. That bitch in Balenciaga, she just trying to get it in. Shaggy on the fucking beat, you know that's my murder twin.
She said that I'm with it, I admit it. Got a crush, she think she winning. Got some joy, now she addicted. Now I'm cool, I'm on a mission, taking flight, I'm finna finish. For the night, I'm going in it. Fuck me right, girl, and you win it. 10 of my jeans, get it spinning.
Told my nigga keep it set up well, never see a drought. I don't do this shit for bitches, give a fuck about some clout. I was walking on that road, had to find my own way out. This nigga said that he was with it, I'ma see what he about.
All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Let me kill this. I gotta get out rid of it, remove it. Boom, get that out of here. Stop this. Get this out of here. I got that muted. I'm good. All right. Yes, sir. We here. What up, Sheed? All right. So, yo, check this out. I named this one Due Diligence, Pick Your Hard. All right. So, all right. I don't know who was all there, but the other day I was on a panel and people were talking about generational wealth and stuff. Oh, okay. I wasn't on the panel originally. The people were talking about something else on the panel, and they started talking about generational wealth. And one of the dudes kept mentioning about college, and this and that. And I kept hearing this message going out, and I got irritated because just the way that it was coming across. But you got to go to college. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. Well, we've already established that just going to college is not enough, right? College is helpful if you go into very specific career fields. All right. Every college degree, it's not equal, right? It's not the same. You're not going to find success just because you went to college. Hold on just a sec. And this time I am drinking water, nothing sweet. Gotta stay healthy, right? So pick your hard. Pick your hard. All right. I got to talking. I jumped up on the panel. I got to talking to the people on the panel, and suddenly, because I said, do you guys believe that college is the only way that we're going to be able to build wealth? And is that what you guys are teaching the younger generation? Right? Is that how we're going to build wealth? Hold on. I'm looking at myself in the YouTube, and this is just weird. I'm all over the place over here. So let's get me off the screen here. All right, that's better. That'll have to work. All right. So just got to talking to them, and I wanted to see where the people's mindsets were at, right? Because they were talking about, kicking the kids out at 18, making people go take out loans to go to college and this and that. If anybody's been paying attention, we got people in their 40s and 50s still paying off college loan debt, right? So when I hear people say things like that, I get real irritated, because that's the advice that they're giving out to the younger generations. And that really that rubbed me the wrong way, because if you don't have the money to do it, there are very few, I guess, career choices that I would tell kids to borrow money for, right? And it would have to be those very lucrative jobs. I mean, a doctor, maybe some lawyers. If I remember right, you don't even have to go to college to become a lawyer. You can study under some kind of law program or something like that. It's a test that you got to take, and I understand that some people, if to be a specific type of lawyer, you got to have some kind of references and whatnot. So we'll just say yes. If you're gonna pay or borrow money for college, law, medical, engineering, STEM, right? If you get into the STEM fields, but I'm really not about telling people to go borrow money to go to school for some of these BS jobs that are out there. To become a firefighter, law enforcement, for a lawyer, you just got to take the bar, right? But like there's all kinds of jobs that you can get that pay more than a lot of degrees will allow you to get. But my thing is the mentality you have to have going in and telling somebody to go borrow money to go to school to get a job, right? That's where my beef with that whole sentiment is, because there are ways in America to get ahead without a lick of college. Okay. The honest truth is that we talk about this every time. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, I love that movie, bro. That is what's it? Leonardo DiCaprio, right? And he's writing those fake checks. He was hustling, right? But yeah, man, like if you look at some of the wealthiest people in the world, there's no college involved. That's just some. Like the degree that Jeff Bezos had is not what got him into his Amazon business. Microsoft, Bill Gates, he dropped out, man. What's the other dude? The Apple guy. Same thing, right? They found something to make some money, and they held out. Facebook dude, and the list goes on and on and on, man. Like you can find lots of people that are wealthy because they took the little bit of money they had and they put that money to work, man. And this is what I'm trying to show people. Why am I fuzzy? Oh, that's weird. Okay, see, I'm looking at myself again. I don't like that. Okay, but yeah, so I named this one "Pick Your Hard," right? And the reason I did that is because not everybody that goes for an engineering degree is going to make it to be an engineer. What up, Waldner? There you go. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about right there, man. $24,000 in debt, and he's still working to get to where he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? He's already in debt. You know, that's how America has, not America. Whoever. Well, yeah, I guess it would be the America, the politicals, right? The politicians have set up this system to where if you don't have somebody at home that can teach you certain skills, you have to pay. Yeah, like they're brainwashing you to pay a college or something like that to teach you some skills, to give you some knowledge. All right. And for me, I'm like, I saw that a long time ago. Yeah, IT jobs. I'm a system administrator, man. And none of that came from college. I took a couple of courses, you know? So what I think total, the amount I spent for my 3 certifications, I have the A plus, Net plus, and a Security plus, right? The total I spent, I would say, is well under $10,000. All right, like the total cost if I used my own money. Now, because I went into the military, all right, I had VA benefits, so I was able to take those quick courses, you know, in under a year. You know, I got my certifications, right? Meanwhile, there's people out here borrowing $100,000, $200,000 to go to college, and then they're in debt. The amount that it costs for, like, okay, if you buy a house for $200,000, right, they're going to give you a 30-year loan. And then there are people that are taking out these student loans for the same cost as a house, $200,000. Hi, babe. Wait, what? Why is it held for review? All right, that's my lady in there. Y'all be nice. All right. All right. But yeah, so where was I? You got me distracted. Look at that. Okay. So yeah, people are out here borrowing money, you know, $200,000, what it costs to pay for a house in some places, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, which is, you know, my first house was I paid $203. All right, hey, keep messing around, I'm gonna boot you out of here. Hold on. Let me give you a nice uniform here. There you go. All right. Babe, go ahead and type something one more time so I can make sure you got your blue suit. All right, so pick your hard, right? So guys, this right here is an example, right? The girls will give us shit tests, all right? This is just a quick example, right? These kind of shit tests are okay, all right? Something like this, her coming in and flirting with me, knowing she's trying to throw me off my game, you know, that's fine, all right? That's not the worst thing. That's not going to do any damage to my livelihood, my health, or anything like that. All right. So this is an example of some of the things that are okay in relationships. All right. You guys can allow that. You know, don't go all full red pill just because your girl comes in and wants some attention. All right, that's good. Girls are supposed to want our attention. All right, they're supposed to come in and try to throw us off our game. All right, so let's get back to it though. You see, Wadner said, I would have joined the military after high school if I knew the benefits of it. My uncle was in the army. He didn't tell me the benefits of the military. Yeah, man. You know, it's the funny thing. Like when I started having my children and stuff, I was really kind of against the idea of putting my kids in the military or pushing that on them. I actually told them I wasn't going to let them join. And so as kids, the reason I did that is because I didn't want them, like, to me, the military is almost an easy way out, but it's not. It's a lot harder than people think, in the sense of you're sacrificing, you know, you're putting your life on the line, right? And as my kids grew up and stuff like that, you know, I didn't want them to have the military of, I'm going to join the military. I wanted them to, I've always told them, you know, follow your passions. What are you good at? What do you want to do? What do you see yourself doing? All right. And so I didn't like push or promote the military to my kids, even though I did 9 years, I didn't promote it. Right. And my boys, as they got older, you know, they found their passions, sports, the music, you know, and they did their thing. They graduated high school, they went out, got jobs, and they worked out in the real world, you know, and they did their thing and they were making decent money, but they realized that they weren't getting what they wanted out of life and out of those regular jobs. All right. And so the one thing I always told them is, yeah, you know, try to start your own business. You know, I have my daughter, my 18-year-old, you know, her and her friends have a t-shirt company, you know, and they advertise on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot. And so now the four of them are making the shirts, they're printing them up themselves, and they're doing all that. Right. So when I say pick your hard, you know, the military, it is hard for people that grew up in a free-spirited environment. Right. You know, I've always told them, go out there and do what you want to do, figure out what it is. All right. Chase your dreams. You know, figure out who you are. Because if you go into the military, they're going to tell you who you are for that 4 years that they own your ass. They're going to tell you who you are. Right. You know, and just like in college, as soon as you start borrowing that money for college, they own you. Right. Because you can't then go out and buy the house you want right away, because why? You owe all this the student loan debt. Right? You can't just do what you want when you own debt. You know, we've heard that one dude the other day, what's the money guy that says he's always talking about the calculator doesn't lie. If you get a mortgage for a house, you don't own the house and all that. That dude, I forget his name. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, you know, the dude comes out and he's telling all this stuff about, you know, if you borrow money to get a house, then you know, then you don't own the house. If you have a mortgage, you don't own the house and all that, right? So in an essence, he's kind of saying the same thing. He's like, pick your hard, right? But he's doing it in kind of, I don't like the way he does it, the way he's promoting that. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody don't go to college at all. Yeah, savings minus debt. You know, I don't promote somebody not going to college at all. You know, if you're going to go because it's going to give you the benefits you want, right? Owning a business, like for me, and I've pushed that on my kids, is, you know, start somewhere, do something, find your skills, figure it out, right? Start your business small while you're still able to be at home with your parents and have assistance and have somebody, not necessarily coaching, but as parents, we are parents. We're not supposed to be the best friends. Okay, we can be friendly with our children. We can have fun. We can play games and stuff like that. But when it comes to their outcomes in life, we have to push them. We're supposed to be coaching them. We're supposed to be guiding them, right? So I heard all these people on this panel, and they kept saying, yeah, man, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I was like, okay, so if you borrow money and you get some real estate and then you rent out the real estate, let somebody else pay off that mortgage, right? Like that's a business move. Okay, there's money to be made in that, because when somebody else pays off your mortgage, your renters pay off your mortgage. Even if you start small, get an apartment, get some trailers, something like that, right? You have to have assets that can bring you in money. Like I always talk about the dividend stocks, and going out and going into the stock market. That's because you're owning assets. When you buy stock, when you buy Microsoft, you buy Facebook, you buy Nike, you know what I'm saying? You buy Johnson and Johnson, all right, Procter and Gamble, Coca-Cola. You can buy all those things, and each stock is an asset, right? You own that. So if the stock market ever crashes, right, and you got a whole bunch of shares of stocks and stuff, none of the stocks are going to go to zero. Okay, if you own that asset, you can sell that asset. If your job completely goes away, your job will go away faster than these major companies. These companies that are in the stock market, right? For instance, these are like the smartest people in the world. They were able to take their own small business, right? And they built it up into something that is now like world renowned. Okay, at least in America, all 50 states agree that the companies in the stock market are worthy of being in the stock market, that they're worthy of being invested in. All right. And these people, when I was telling them, is like, look, there's other ways besides telling your kids to go borrow a bunch of money to go to college. The reason that I get upset when I hear that is because majority of America is under that guidance. And majority of America that went out and got the college loans, they're hurting, right? But then there are people that they want to take the ones and twos and say, oh, well, I got a college loan and I'm doing great. Okay, cool. You got the job, and hopefully you have the discipline to pay off that loan as soon as possible, right? But what happens when you're talking to people who, and they show it all the time, like this is what was making me upset, because the people that were talking about it are not living what they were talking about, right? They're saying, oh, I'm going to tell my kid go to college and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But then they turn right around and say, yeah, I'm paying off my student debt. It's like, wait. You're a grown-ass man in your 30s. You still owe money to a school and you're in your 30s, right? And so then they complain about the politics and the rules and laws of America and what's going on in the system and everything like that. But they played right into the system. They did everything that the system told them to do. And this is where we when we talk to people, we get into that sheep mentality and stuff, because they're doing exactly what the system told them to do, right? Go finish your public school, your general education, go to college, get your degree, go get a job, and you'll be happy, right? Go work 40 years and pay taxes to me. Yeah, she'd 50s and 60s, man. People paying, bruh. You know what? I'm over here because of the skills and the information that I'm trying to pass on to you guys. I know that my 30-year loan is not going to be nowhere near 30 years. It's going to be paid off early. And I was trying to kick some of that information to them. Right? I was trying to pass that information. And people told me out of their mouths. One of them was a lady who has a job, who has a husband, and they have a business. And they told me that what I was saying was not reality. Meanwhile, in my Wealth Squad group, right, we got 40,000 people in there that are working towards these goals, and they're setting themselves up. We got like almost every month somebody's coming out and they're now millionaires because they're following this guidance, right? Because when you own your own business, there's no limit to how much money you can make. You can scale up your own business. If I had done it right, I might have had 5 or 6 barbershops right now. I might have had 10. Right? I messed up, and I take accountability for that. When it comes to the barbering business, I know where I messed up. Right? And I got in a motorcycle accident and I injured myself, and I knew that the barbering was going to have to come to an end. I had too much physical ailments to keep standing up all day, every day, broken shoulders, bad knees, bad back, and doing hair and all that, right? Well, let me see what's it. I found my passion, which is teaching. I love it. It just doesn't pay enough up here in New York, New Jersey area. I'm thinking about moving south or overseas to teach English. Yeah, Wadner, you know what? If you love teaching, right, you can teach overseas. Some of the places, they do require some type of teaching certificate or degrees, but I would reach out, look online, do some searches, get a hold of people that are doing that. You know, I know my friend Kimo said he had, when he was playing arena football in China, he had friends that were, you know, American friends that were teaching English in China. You know, so I don't know the specifics because I never looked into it fully like that, right? But I just know through conversation with multiple people that there are a lot of people that do that. They teach English in other countries, and those other countries pay well. I know Japan pays very well. It's mandatory for them to learn English growing up in their regular education. You know how like in America, we got to do 2 years of a foreign language to go to college or while you're in college. In Japan, it's mandatory. They learn English like they start in elementary school. All right. What does this say here? My friend Uncle 56, and he's still in school, so he won't have to pay back college debt. You know what I'm saying? See, stuff like that. Like, is that the life? And and nothing against your Uncle Sheed, but the reason I say this is because this is what we've been taught. This is what the system has instilled in the sheep of America. Is your friend's uncle living the life he planned on living? I'm pretty sure he did not decide that he wanted to be a lifelong student. When he started school, he probably started and had an idea of, I'm going to go learn this thing and then, you know, learn it, master it, maybe get my own business. That's the way the world actually works. If you look at the wealthy people of America, of the rest of the world, they learn a skill, they master it, and then they monetize it. Okay, that is what this capitalism, that's what this world runs on. Okay, and people might tell me, oh, Mike, you're full of shit, man. Capitalism's the politicians, they're greedy, blah, blah, blah. No, before we had America, in any country, you had farmers. Okay, you had people that were metal workers, the guys who made the knights and shields for the soldiers in any empire ever, right? That was their skill. Okay, that's what they did. That's what they were good at, right? They all picked a skill. Some of them wanted to be warriors, and they went out and joined the military of their country or their tribe or whatever it was, right? But everybody had to do the hunting, and all the women helped do some stuff over there. They made clothes. I don't know where the cooking came in. I wasn't there. I can't say who was doing what cooking. I know the men were hunting, depending on what tribe you were in or where you came from. Hold on a sec. Oh, shit. Who's she barking? Some people were dog trainers. Yeah, that was my dog. Wifey just came home, so when the dog saw the shadow, she started barking. All right, but yeah, so throughout time, okay, people picked a skill, they learned it, they mastered it, and that's how they made their living. Okay, at some point, at least here in America, the politicians monetized the education. All right. It used to be people that were good at a thing taught the next person coming up. The next person coming up might have paid that guy some money, or he might have done some housework for him because the guy was getting older, right? You know, the metal worker, maybe his hands started getting hard, his muscles were getting dystrophy and stuff like that. You know, it's atrophy. My bad, atrophy, not dystrophy. Idiot. So yeah, they monetize the education, right? And now they've got the people, they got control of people's minds, right? They decide what people learn from kindergarten on up. There she is. There's my girl again. Okay, the blue suit worked. She made me a juicy dinner. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I like it wet. All right. So yeah, so when they monetize the education, that's where all this hardship started for Americans, right? Look at what happened. They had to create unions and stuff like that to protect people's jobs, because now it was like mandated that you had that education to do stuff. And so it goes back and forth because they make new stupid laws, and then we have to figure out a way to protect ourselves from the laws that they made that were supposedly out there to protect us, to protect the people. But it's all BS, right? Because when you look at who owns the schools, who gets kickbacks from what schools and stuff like that, you come to find out the people writing the laws and allowing the education system to go up while the education is going down. The price of education, my bad, is going up while the level of education is going down. You know, it used to be you can go to school for 4 years. You know, now you got people going to school for 12 years to do a job. But you know what? If my son's music business blows up, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to go to school for that. He learned it, and he's learning in life, right? But he's also doing other things. He's got a regular job that he does just as a little side security. He's got his driving job, one of the like DoorDash, Uber Eats, something like that, right? So he's making his money, and he controls his time, right? When I say pick your heart, that's what I'm talking about. Because a lot of guys are taking jobs so that they can work until they're 65 years old, so they get a small retirement. And then what? You're going to enjoy the last 10 to 15 years of your life as an old man? You know, rather than teaching the kids, you know, when they're teenagers, you know, find your skills, find your passions, see what you're good at, what you're interested in, right? Pick the things that you're interested in. That's how you get these people, like people that want to be a veterinarian and they go work with the animals and stuff. And they're happy. They like their job. But if you notice, there's a lot of like pet grooming places and stuff like that that are personally owned businesses, because that person likes the animals. They like pets. You know, they like doing that thing, but they have more time freedom than the person who went to school, got their degree, and now they're stuck writing some kind of like programming for computers, for apps and programs, stuff like that, or the guy that's designing. Like, I understand it's one thing if you work at Raytheon and you're designing rockets and missiles and stuff like that. If that's what you want to do, cool. Yes, go to college, get your engineering degree, learn the electronics, learn what you need to learn so that you can do that job. All right. Now some of those dudes, they usually, I think they average out a little over 100 grand a year, right? So if you're making that kind of money and you know that you're eventually going to get tired of the nonsense, is that what people really want for the rest of their life? Okay, that's where when I say pick your hard, you guys really need to take a hard look at yourself and decide what it is I want out of life. Okay, the reason that people are having a hard time in their older ages, in their late 20s, 30s, and 40s, is because they didn't pick the life that they want. Like, in essence, they did, but they were brainwashed into picking a lifestyle like that. Because I know people every day. Like right now, I know guys that own multiple properties, right? Multiple properties. You know what their job is? To collect rent. And you know what they do? Because they've worked themselves up to a point. They learned the real estate game. They started small. I know guys that were in the military and they got VA loans for their first property. And like I was telling the people on the panel the other day, go get you a duplex or something like that. If you're a disciplined, young, single man, go get you a duplex or a fourplex, right? You rent out the other spaces. Let somebody else pay the mortgage. Right? That's how you start. You still have to do, work for some money for you, right? But because you have that money coming in, somebody's paying for your house, you don't have to go and do the hardest work that makes you uncomfortable. Right? You could go do something simple, man. Go work. What is that? The Uber Eats and Pizza Hut and Domino's delivery. So do something where you don't have to work full time, or you can get online, and start an online business. There's guys that do the podcast and the YouTube. What else do we got? All kinds of online businesses. People that do like the Shopify stores. That's how I found one of the dude that started the Wealth Squad. That's how I found the dude, because that's what I was trying to do. I was doing a Shopify store, but like I said, I was wild, man. I had some extra some adult toys in my store that Shopify, or no, some of the payment programs, or most of the payment programs, weren't gonna let me sell those on my store. So I had to I had to work things out and all that, and then I had to switch it up, and I lost the passion that for the store. All right, so I let that go. I sold a couple masks or whatever, the Halloween mask with the lights from what's the movie, the Purge? The Purge mask with the lights and stuff on it. I sold a couple of those, a couple wallets, stuff like that. But I lost the passion for it because I wanted to do the adult store, right? And like I said, I have a family. You guys know I got a big family, so I lost the passion for that. But now I got something else going on. All right. So not only, I got many buckets that I'm filling, right? And it's not hard. That's the best part about it. It's not hard. And like I said, I don't have this college degree, and I don't have no student debt, but don't listen to anybody that tells you it can't be done. All right. That's one of the things, is like, pick your own hard. All right. Just because somebody else said, oh no, man, I tried that. Well, where did you fail? I would never tell somebody don't try an online store. That would be stupid, because eBay and Amazon and Alibaba, those are online stores. I'm sure those people were told at some point in their life, don't do that. That's hard. That's not going to work. Right. When they had the .com, the bubble burst or whatever, right? A whole bunch of stores failed and stuff like that. So now those people are going around saying, oh yeah, I tried that. No, that's no good. That's not going to work. Meanwhile, Walmart is now online. I'm saying Walmart, who already had majority of the small businesses knocked out of the environment, the economy, they're now online trying to compete with Amazon, Walmart. But people are out here saying, don't try that. It's not going to work. All right. Anything you want to do, man, you have to try for it. If not, life is going to be hard regardless. Okay. Yes, it's hard to start. But once you get that business going and you start flowing, you know what? Life is not going to be that hard. Like I told my son, one of my sons has his brand. It's called Choose Your Path. All right. And he got that because I told him, you got to decide what it is you want to do in life. And once you start on that path, once you start that walk, that's the direction you're going. Okay. Now you might veer off the path here and there, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you keep working towards that thing you want, you're going to get there. And now my son he's training for special ops because he always had that SWAT team mentality. He wanted to be in that, like in the action. He wanted to work with the dogs. like the military dogs or police dogs, stuff like that. That was a passion he always had. You know, he loved the cop movies, the action movies, all those heist type movies where, you know, the SWAT team had to go in and get them, or the kidnapping movies where, you know, a team had to go in and rescue somebody. The military movies, he loved that. You know, so after a couple of years out of high school, he decided, you know what? He came and sat down with me. He said, "Pops, this is what I want to do." All right. And I talked to him. I said, "Okay, if you're going to do it, though, know what you want to do and you work towards that, and don't let them talk you into any other BS. All right. You go after your dream. Don't let nobody take your dream from you. You want it, you go out there, you work for it, and you'll get it." Now he's doing it. My other son wants to be an artist. He just came into me a couple hours ago and was showing me how he's changing up some things on his platforms, on his advertising. You know what I'm saying? He's working for it. He comes in and he tells me when he takes his money from his payouts for his streaming music. All right. So he started small, yeah. But we all know a lot of these artists out here, the rappers and stuff, that, you know, they didn't break out till they were adults. They were in their late 20s. My son is 21. He's already collecting money for his music. Is it a lot right now? No. Why? Because he's not going to do none of that. You know, all the crap that's happening in hip hop right now. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to do the Hollywood parties just to get ahead. All right. Let's just say that. Let me see. What did he say? Yep. I think English teachers make $50 per hour. Yeah, man. Waldner, bro. Think and do the math on that, man. $50 an hour. How much is that a year? Right? Because $40 an hour puts you at what, about 80 grand? $10 an hour is another 20 grand. So $50, that's about 100 grand a year. Teaching English. If that's your passion, bro, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't hit 100 grand, get close to it. You know, especially with the way the world is going, I'm sure that there's things you can do online right now. And if not, go tutor, bro. Go find some refugees. If you're in you're in New York, New Jersey, bro. I know that we have immigrants and stuff out there. You know, advertise, bro. I forget what you're doing for work right now, but start your side hustle if you have to. See if that's something that you truly would enjoy. You know, either get online or, oh, what up there, Ward? How you doing, bro? Todo bien, papa? But yeah, man, get online, see what you can do those Google searches, man, put in that work. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say pick your heart, right? Because it's going to be a lot harder if you're forced to do something else in life that you don't want to do. That's what makes life hard. That's why people are out here miserable and they're on Xanax and all kinds of pills and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people end up making more bad decisions because they didn't go after what they wanted. They're not living the life they wanted, right? We got people online all day, every day, talking smack about what the women are doing. But those guys, a lot of those guys that are talking like that don't realize they have the results they have because of the choices they are making. All right. If every girl you talk to gives you the same results, it's something about you. It's something. Now, I'm not saying that you're bad. I'm just saying it's something about you. Either stop chasing that kind of girl or find out what it is that's making girls, you know, be detracted by you. You know, see why they're not attracted to you. That's plain and simple, right? But we hear guys talk about this crap all the time. And then we laugh at them because they sound miserable. And it sucks to say that, but a lot of these guys do sound miserable. Right? But they're picking their hard. They're going after girls that constantly turn them down or don't want to get with them. Some of the guys do get with these girls, and these girls screw them over and over and over and over and over. Okay, why do you keep picking that kind of girl? That is called insanity. Right? Now, there's some guys that get on here and they're making money. You know what I'm saying? I get it, right? That's their passion. They want to make some money and they found a way to make some money, right? That's their outlet. You know, they found a way to talk their crap and get paid for it. So you know what? Kudos to those guys. But the other guys, the guys that are in the chat barking and hollering and with the complaints and stuff, it's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like you're in the chats of a guy that you know what he's gonna talk about. Every day he's gonna talk about the same thing. Now, is that entertainment for you, or is that an outlet for you to get out your frustrations? That's what how I question a lot of people I see in the chats. You know, but they're choosing their hard. They're choosing their life. They're picking to be in that position. Right? How many times have we heard guys say, "Oh, I'm going overseas. I'm going overseas." And these guys ain't gone nowhere. Before the Rona, the same people were saying, I'm going overseas. And yet, like, very few of the people who say it actually do it. I'm not going to say no names or nothing like that. But what I realize is very few of the people who say they're going to travel actually go and travel. They're making those decisions, right? They're making their life hard rather than making their money, getting their money together so that they can travel. They're spending all day online complaining about the reason that they want to go travel. You know, but the less experience you have outside of your hometown, that's going to make your life hard. Because when you stay in the place where you came up, or if you always stay in one community, you get locked into the mentality of that community. All right. That's why, like, for me, I consider myself very lucky. When I got adopted, I got to travel. I traveled all over New York in foster care. Then I went out to Hawaii, you know what I'm saying? And in Hawaii, I worked as a man for a couple of years. And then I decided to join the military to learn a trade, you know what I'm saying? For free. I got paid to learn a trade. Bars. Right? So, and then I got to travel. And it's always been a dream of mine to travel, to go see the world. And the military gave me that opportunity. All right. I've been to more countries than I can spell. Some of the countries I've been there and I still can't spell the country. All right. Like I said, I ain't no college boy, man. Some of these things I didn't memorize. But you know what? When I was in the Russian-facing countries, I learned how to speak Russian. When I was in Islamic countries, I learned how to speak the different dialects of the Muslim countries. All right. Now, was I fully into it? No. But I could communicate. I could have a conversation enough to where people in those countries respected me for trying to communicate. And then you know what happens? The funniest thing? Around the world, everybody knows English. All right. So when you go to a country and you're trying to talk to people in those countries and stuff, as long as you're respectfully trying, they'll bust out some English for you. You know, so you guys will actually be able to communicate. And like I said, when I was in Japan, it's mandatory for them to learn English. It got to the point where the Japanese, like our coworkers, right? It was the funniest thing because I could have conversations with some of my Japanese coworkers, right? And then some of the other military guys that they didn't like, if they didn't like the person, they would pretend not to be good at English. You know what I'm saying? Is because they walked around with a chip on their shoulder. They were always mad. They were mad about being in Japan. They were mad about being in the military. You know what I'm saying? They were mad about the job that they had in the military. Like, you know, so they had a chip on their shoulder. So the Japanese dudes would just pretend not to know English. But if I got in the truck with them and we had to go do a job or something, we would laugh and tell jokes, and they spoke English perfectly fine. But that's the that shows the mentality. That's why I say pick your hard. All right, you can get a student loan and go after something. If it's what you truly want, by all means, go do it. But pay that thing off as fast as possible. You got to have the discipline in you to take care of you, because we all say it. Everybody knows it in this space. Nobody is coming to save you. All right, we are responsible for us. Now, there are those of us out here that want to help as many people as we can. Some people are going to charge you for it, right? Because they're going to monetize their skills. They have information, they have knowledge, they have the ability to help people get from A to B, C, D, and E, right? They can help get you there, but you still got to do that work, right? So they might charge you for it, all right? Their time. If they're going to put their time in, they're going to charge you for it. All right. But yeah, I wanted to get that out, man, just because, like I said, I was on the panel, and those guys, like, they did everything to try to just like do the opposite of what I was saying. And the opposite of what I was saying, what they were actually preaching, was to keep doing what most Americans are doing. And that was the crazy part. Even when I told people, try the real estate game, and this and that. And one dude, his family handed him down. This is the part that I had to laugh about. I actually I jumped off the panel because I just kept listening to this guy talk, and he was talking about all these properties that they own, but his family built that. He worked it, but his family built it. They had it before he started working there. So then he starts talking about, oh, it's this hard, and I got to get this kind of the tenants and my renters, and then you got to collect rent and this and that. But you know what? That ain't nothing but a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? You go down to the courthouse, you file a lawsuit, you get those people out of there. Now, I know right now with the Rona and all that, there's a little bit of things that were happening, but there were ways, the PPP loans and all that. That's what that was for those people that were truly facing hard times. That had businesses, they could go get those loans and whatnot. All right. And I don't want to hear nobody say how all the big companies took all the loans, because we all keep seeing over and over and over online all these people getting locked up and getting busted because they took out PPP loans, and they had false businesses and stuff like that. All right. So like I said, you got to pick your hard, right? If you're going to get in the real estate game, learn the real estate game. It don't have to be so hard. Yeah, Wadner, bro, man. Hey, I loved it, bro. I got to see the world. I learned a lot about the world living in Hawaii, just because we have people from all over the world that come to Hawaii, right? So a lot of places I had like a heads up when I was traveling. I met people from Spain and Portugal, Australia and Hawaii, from all over Asia, right? So I had a heads up. I kind of knew some ins and outs and things to say or not say, do or not do. But as far as the Muslim countries and up in the Russian countries, you know what I'm saying? You only have the heads up of the other people in the military. So it's like 50-50. Some people hated going to those countries just because they grew up in the Cold War era, right? So they just had a chip on their shoulder about Russia. Like, people still have that chip on their shoulder. But can somebody tell me the last time a shot was fired between America and Russia? You know what I'm saying? Like most people can't remember ever a shot being fired between America and Russia, right? But the media tells you that they're a problem. China's a problem. When were the shots fired? We go into these countries. We nuked Japan twice. We've been in Afghanistan for 20 years, over 20 years, right? But these countries that we supposedly have beef with, there's never been a shot fired. If it was in the stealth of the night. Nobody knows what happened. The guy just disappeared. He woke up dead. All right. So don't listen to the media and stuff like that. All this crap, any rule and law that these the politicians and stuff are making, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. All right. Follow the money, see who's benefiting from these new laws and this new stuff coming out. All right. Don't let these people that you'll never meet in your life, don't let them stop you from living the life you want. All right. Because Britney Spears went out there, ended up batshit crazy. She's still making money. All right. Who's the other one that kept getting the DUIs? All right. The little redhead girl from Disney that became a musician and she was twerking up on the stage a few years ago. All right. These people are out there living their life, living their dream. Now, I'm not gonna say what they sacrificed to live that dream. Okay. I'll let you guys, you know what I'm saying? You guys know how to read between the lines, right? But yeah, there are people out there living their best life, you know? So, yeah, hey, if anybody's got questions or anything like that, man, you know, any thoughts or something like that, go ahead and put it up in the chat. I wanted to get that off of my head because I know that there were a bunch of people in the chat yesterday. I'm not going to say whose chat it was. If you guys were there, you know what I'm talking about. And you might agree wholeheartedly with what the other people were saying. But this is what my thoughts are. This is how I've raised my children. And you know what? My kids haven't gone to jail. My kids are living their life. They're all doing something that they want to do. Right? I got my 18-year-old. She's starting at the University of Arizona. She's going to school. I got one in the military. I got one here making music. Right? They're all running their own businesses. I got one son got his own brand and he's in the military. Okay, one son's got his own brand. He's making music. He's making his own money. I got one daughter going to college, and she's got a company with her friends. Right? My kids haven't gotten locked up. Okay, my kids haven't gotten addicted on drugs and pills or none of that. Why? Because I kept them away from all this regular the TV and that crap that's the programming. I kept them away from that. You know, so I just want to get that message out there, man. Like I said, if I can, if I help, you know, so be it. If I'm no help, I'm sorry I wasted your time. But yeah, man. Yeah, like I don't, you know, I'm gonna get back into the stocks this week. You know, I'm gonna show you guys some other ways to keep track of what you got going on. Show you guys some ways to make money in the stock market. Like I said, okay, we're gonna go over this right before I hop off of here. I gotta do this, man. 4 ways to build wealth in America. Okay, invest in your own business. All right. No matter what it is, you know what I'm saying? You might want to be a landscaper. Okay, you go out, you rake some yards, you know, you lay out some plants, whatever, do some landscaping, something like that. You know, you might want to go around, like I have kids in the neighborhood that go around, they spray paint the numbers on the curb. You know, they go door to door, they knock on the door, right? And that's what they do. They're making money spraying the numbers. It's like almost like graffiti for them, but it's allowed. You know, they make the little artistic drawings and stuff with the numbers. Maybe one of these days I'll drive around the neighborhood and show you guys on video. But yeah, so investing in your own business, right? Because there's no limit to how much you can make. You own your destiny. When you do that, you're taking charge of your life. Okay, you can get the same benefits that all these other people have in jobs and all that. You can buy your health insurance. You can own your company. The benefits of owning your own business are tremendous. People got mad at Trump because he's a billionaire that hardly pays taxes, but he's smart about it. He learned the rules of America. Okay, he learned the rules and he went out and he didn't create the rules. He's not the lawmaker. He wasn't the lawmaker when he got rich. When he became a billionaire, he was just working off of the laws that were made by the people before him. All right. People are mad at him because he didn't pay as much taxes as them. Well, guess what? You didn't go out there and figure out how to do that. Now that you know it can be done, it would behoove you to go learn the laws of business in America. All right. The benefits are tremendous. Okay. Like, for instance, if I wanted to write off my internet bill because I use it for business, my son uses it for business, my daughter uses it for business, right? That's a tax write-off for somebody in this house. Okay, the internet bill, right? Then all this stuff right here that I need for making the YouTube videos and whatnot, and for when I'm writing my course. So all of a sudden, my computer becomes a tax write-off. My microphone becomes a tax write-off. My speakers, my cell phone, my light up here, 2 monitors, the camera, right? It's all a tax write-off. When you get into business, these are the things that you figure out. Okay? And if you have a good accountant, they'll ask you those questions. What do you do for your business? Then they'll start asking you, what did you buy for your business? What do you use for your business? And they'll figure out ways to get you as much tax write-offs as you can. Your car, if you go to business meetings and you go to business lunches, right? If you can figure out how to talk to somebody every time you go to lunch, if you talk about your job, that can be a business meeting. So every day you can write your lunch off as a business meeting, as long as you talk about what you do in your business. All right. But you guys got to do the work. You got to pick your heart. If you just allow somebody else to tell you how to live your life and what you should do with your life, right, and follow the same plan that all these people out here are following that have them miserable, popping pills, becoming alcoholics, jumping on drugs, becoming homeless, they followed the American dream. They followed the plan. All right. Now, I'm a veteran that was able to take advantage of my veterans benefits, but we all know a lot of veterans out there that are now homeless and stuff because they weren't taught this even after they got out the military. And some of them, they saw too much to want to continue on with a normal American life. So they said, fuck it. And they bounced. They didn't want to be part of, the American dream anymore. Fix my chair. All right. So, So in America, 4 ways to become wealthy. First one, start your own business. Second one, invest in other people's businesses. All right. So just like we all know in Black America, we all know the Black billionaires. How did they become billionaires? They invested in other businesses. Every single one of them. Dr. Dre, Kanye, Jay-Z, all the athletes. Look at Magic Johnson. Look at the Lakers, the Brooklyn. What are they? The Nets now? What the hell? I don't even know what their name is anymore. Brooklyn. All right, we know who owns them. Michael Jordan, who was working his way to becoming a billionaire, went out and bought a basketball team, or co-owner, or whatever. Right. So all the names that we know, they don't only have their business, they invest in other businesses. And you don't have to have millions to invest in other businesses. I know people who made millions investing less than $1 million in other businesses. Okay, so that's the second way. Investing in other businesses. That's your stocks, that's your crypto. And just if you know people, right, you can get a kickback by, if you help them start their business, a musician, right? If you have, $5,000, $10,000 that you can help him to get some equipment or some travel money, right? You help them out, sign a little contract. Hey, I get 2% of everything you do, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You invest in other people's businesses. They like that. People like when you help them get started and when you help them keep going or when you help them do better. People don't have a problem paying you back, especially if they start banking off of the business that you gave them money to start. Okay, so second way, invest in other businesses. Third way, investing in real estate or land. Okay, Donald Trump became a billionaire investing in real estate and land. Right. He also invested in his own business by giving money to the politicians, and they passed certain laws that made his real estate plans work out. Right. So it takes money to make money, but it don't take a lot of money to make a lot of money. You know what, Wadner? I don't think they're gonna do it, bro. I think they said that they can't do it because it's not it hasn't been signed off by the FDA or whatever. Like nobody has signed off on that jab yet. So no official organization has said, yeah, you need this shot, or this shot is we signed off on it. So I think the military, this is an assumption. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't heard back from my son yet. He's in basic. So when he calls, that's going to be one of our first questions for sure. But as far as I remember, they can't force a shot on you. The government can't force the shot on you that is not it's not like official yet. So I know that the Navy bought I think it was like $300 million or some crazy billion dollar amount of shots to go hand out to other parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? So, they're going to have some medical programs, I'm sure, set up where hopefully they don't go out to Africa with $300 million worth of vaccine, help Bill Gates out with whatever he's doing out there. But I don't think that they can mandate it until that shot is signed off. The official health organizations, somebody's got to actually sign off on that before the government can start plugging their people with it. Because then if not, at that point, then it becomes that there's going to be lawsuits all over the place for poisoning people. Because there's already evidence that it hurt people. So, the flu shot, they have to sign off on. But yeah, and this is, like I said, this is why I say don't listen, don't listen to people, the mainstream stuff. I would say like check with Mr. Fantastic, man. Send him an email or something and say, hey, have you heard officially what's going on? I'm thinking about joining, but I don't know if I want to put my life at risk that way. The same reason, when I joined the military, I didn't want to do the electrician thing because I was like, how crazy would that be? You join the military and you die because you electrocuted yourself, right? That's the kind of wise ass I was when I joined the military. Like I said, I was wild, man. I passed. I could have took any job I wanted, and I kind of took the easy route, thinking I'm going to do something I can do anywhere in the world. I'm going to come back to Hawaii. I'm going to surf and I'm going to do plumbing and I'll be fine, right? But yeah, so yeah, I had kind of the same thoughts, bro. Like I was like, I'm not going to join this and then jump into something that is like, if I'm going to die in the military, it's because I was doing some military shit, right? and nobody wants to go in the military and die because they electrocuted themselves or because they took medicine that the military gave them. Right? In the military, if you're allergic to stuff, they can't force you to eat it. In basic training, they're not going to force you to eat certain foods. Same thing. So I don't see them forcing people to get those shots. I think they'll do the same way that they do with the flu shot and stuff. They want you to go get it, but if you don't get it, you're not gonna get in trouble. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. All right, 9 years. I think I took the flu shot twice. once at each base, and it was before deployment and stuff like that. Because in my head, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get this shot because I don't know what they're putting in it, but I know they don't want me to go over there and die. So let me go ahead and get these shots. I got the smallpox shot. I didn't take the anthrax shot. I didn't believe in it. The anthrax was bullshit to me, so I never took the anthrax shot. Let me see. Great. I'll continue process. Thanks, Mike. Hey, no problem, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. Let's see. My recruiter wanted me to do electric or mechanics. I told her no. Yeah, man. Don't let them talk you into some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There are any job you want, especially in the Air Force and the Navy, like any civilian job you want, there's a military like equal. You know, so like if you want to work in radio, you know, there's jobs in the military where you can go and work in the media and stuff like that, you know, like doing newscasts and whatnot. Like you can do the Navy and the Air Force for sure. I know the Army, you know, they have like their training. They got a lot of like, you know, they give you like coloring books and shit for their training. Shots fired. But no. Yeah, the Air Force and the Navy have the most jobs that equate out into the civilian sector. So you can learn and get the skills while you're in the Navy or the Air Force and actually build a business when you get out. You know, I did plumbing when I got out of the military. You know, and then I just decided I was in Arizona and it was too hot for me to be crawling up in the attics. My body had been beat up too much. So I was like, you know what? I said, all right, plumbing's not going to work for me. I got to go do something else. Barbering has always been one of my passions, right? And so I went into the barbering world and I did that. So yeah, don't let them talk you into nothing, man. If you don't get the job you want, they don't own you until you get on that plane. Until you sign in at that base, you know what I'm saying? You're good. They put you on the plane, that you've signed a contract. All right. Or if they put you on the bus to go down to basic, you've signed that contract. That's why they paid that money to get you over to basic training. But until that happens, don't let them talk you into nothing. If they don't give you a job you want, yeah. Like a cybersecurity, yeah, you have to go into the IT field. You're going to have to do a few other things, but you're going to learn security. You're going to learn the ins and outs of the security in IT. Dentist assistant, yeah, you can do dental as a non-officer. I think to be a doctor, you have to be an officer, but to get into dental, there were people with stripes. So yeah, you can be enlisted and become a dental assistant. Definitely you can be a cook. You can work in the services. Yeah, you can do all that stuff, bro. So like I said, man, if you go that route, you know what I'm saying? Pick your heart. Don't let them pick it for you. You know, just like they say, like you can either work for someone else all your life for someone else's dream, or you can work for your dream. Okay. And every time you sign up for a job, you're helping somebody else build their business. You're helping somebody else get what they want out of life. Unless you enjoy the actual job you're doing, like the actual type of work you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You're just helping that other person build their business. And so you can't complain. I laugh when I hear people complaining about the work that they do, their job. Like, why are you complaining? You chose that. You don't like it, get the fuck out. All right? Like, that's just common sense. If you don't like what you're doing, go do something else. But no, people will complain about their job and say they're stuck and they're this and they're that. Man, you put yourself in that position. Pick your heart. You know, and then you see on my thing, on my title, it says #do more. All right. That's another one of my things that I'm working on. Do more. All right. Oh, I went to college. I should be okay. Do more. So what else you got? Oh, I want to own a mansion one day. Well, what are you doing to get that mansion? Do more. I want to live by the beach. Okay. What are you doing to live by the beach? Do more. All right. And this is just real life, man. These people were telling me yesterday to I need to be realistic. Meanwhile, every day I communicate with people that are millionaires that are doing the exact things that I was talking about, where I learned some of the things that I'm doing now, right? And these people were telling me, be realistic, because they were in losing positions. I'm like, how the hell does that work? How is that real? I'm telling you how to do it step by step. And they're going to sit here and argue with me and try to argue me down because they messed up. They tried one little thing and that didn't work. So they gave up and they went the sucker route. You know? So like I said, man, hey. Oh, I said there was 4 ways, didn't I? So invest in your own business, invest in other people's businesses, land in real estate, right? Because land is limited. It's never going away. Right? Look at what the banks are doing. The banks are buying up all the houses. Why do you think they give you those mortgages? Why do you think they make different types of loans that have like these floating, I forget what it's called, these floating payments or whatever, where your payment is this much for 3 years. And then at the end of 3 years, you got to drop 10,000 and then you can continue on with your loan payments, like the balloon payments and shit like that. So there's a reason that the banks worked out all these little ways that help you fail at paying off your house. Okay, it's the funniest thing, man. You know, people see it. The writing's on the wall. It's right there in front of your face. They were telling me, because I wasn't going along with what the American system designed for us, that I wasn't being realistic. Meanwhile, they're on a whole panel with a whole bunch of people that are all saying, don't do what I did because I did what they told me and it didn't work, but you should do it this way. Don't do it the way I did it. Still do it, but do it this way. Seriously? Really? I'm just saying. I will never push the fear of having your own business. I will never scare my kids from trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to be mad at them for trying to do something that they truly feel they can do. All right? Land and real estate, man. I told my kids, yeah, go buy some trailers, go buy an apartment, a townhouse, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you're interested in that you can either see yourself living in or renting out. Learn the real estate game, okay? Because land is limited. The one thing all the wealthy people, there's 2 things. They all invest in other people's businesses and they all invest in real estate or land. All wealthy people do this. Right? So when people start talking about generational wealth, these people, like the things I heard yesterday, they said, okay, it starts, you're not going to be able to build generational wealth. It starts, you have to buy a house, buy one house, you know, and then let the next people buy another house. And that's how you make generational wealth. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like it'll help, but what are you teaching the kid at the end of the day? Like, so you're going to take the whole 30 years and get this house. Now you're going to live in that house into your old age. Meanwhile, what have you taught your kid, or who's going to become an adult in those 30 years? What have you taught them about getting ahead in America? Like, that tells me the loser mentality already. If you're telling me the only way to build generational wealth is to buy one house and hold on to that and then pass that on to your kids, like, no, that's not realistic. But I had people tell me I wasn't being realistic. When I'm sitting here telling them, I know people who have multiple doors, no college. They're renting out multiple houses and apartments and complexes, no college. But these people were telling me I wasn't being realistic. I'm like, how? I talk to these people. Every wealthy person in America buys land, real estate, and invests in other businesses. But you're going to tell me I'm wrong. It is what it is, man. Fourth way to get rich in America: marry into money. All right, go find you a rich bitch and make her happy. Okay, learn to eat oysters and clams. That's all I'm saying. All right. But yeah, man, hey, I want to say thank you to you guys for coming through, shooting the shit with me. I'm glad I was able to get that off my chest. What is it? Detroit is super dirt cheap. You can buy a 2-family house for $77K or a single family for $27K. That's what I'm talking about, man. Ramil Amir is going around the manosphere telling guys, this is what I'm doing. Go do this. All right. It's real estate. You can't go wrong in real estate. You can go broke, but you can't go wrong, man. As long as you can pay off that house, you might not have the electricity on, but you still got the house. You can work out the electricity later. And now with all this DoorDash and Uber and everything else, man, nobody should have a problem making money in America. Is people are lazy. They choose to be lazy. They think they're too good to do certain types of work. You know what? So be it. I know a guy that owns how many? He owns 17 houses. He lives in one. He uses one as an office, and then he rents out the other 15. He does all the maintenance work, or majority of the maintenance work in his houses, because he loves the handyman part of working. So he does a lot of, like 90%. You know, he'll call in like plumbers for certain types of work, or an electrician, because you have to have it signed off for certain electrical work. It has to be signed off, right, and inspected and all that. But when it comes to the woodwork, the painting, the cleaning the gutters, digging trenches and French drains and stuff, he does all that, and he does it on camera. This is one of the guys that I follow and I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning, like, I'm looking and seeing how he's doing these things. But these people are telling me I'm not being realistic. Somebody that owns 17 houses does his own work. He's worth $3 million. He's worth $3 million. But they're going to tell their kids, hey, no, go to college, take out a loan. Not this guy. Not this guy. You know what I'm saying? I've already got plans for like the next 10 years on what I'm doing money-wise. Okay? Now, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, but not always go awry. All right? So if you follow the people that have been doing it, that teach you the ins and outs, right, that can actually help you because they've done it, not people that are talking about doing it or tell you can't do it, don't listen to those people. Go find the people who have done what it is that you want to do and figure out how to win. That's where it's at. All right. But hey, thanks for coming through, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. You know, like I always say, take care of your mind, you know, your energy, your health, your wealth, you know, and let's rock out, man. Let's get this money. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Wifey cooked me dinner about an hour ago. I'm gonna see if I can heat it up without nuking it. I don't want to nuke it. I want the whatever hot juicy food she made. I don't want to throw it in the microwave. So I'm gonna go get my dinner, man. I'll say thank you to you guys for coming through. I appreciate it, and we'll do it again. All right. Until the next time. Aloha. Button.